Hi guys, my name is Gotham, and every week I'm going to be doing 1 week long experiments that you're not going to want to miss. So stick around. Hi guys, Gotham here. Welcome back to another video. So in this video, what we're going to be doing is intermittent fasting. So you must be asking yourself, what is intermittent fasting? Well, intermittent fasting is basically fasting for a period of the day and then eating for the remaining hours of the day. So for example, in the 16-8 schedule, you would be fasting for 16 hours of the day and then eating within an 8-hour window. So there's many different variations out there. Now, what makes this a challenge as opposed to just being the intermittent fasting that everybody does is that I'm going to be making it progressively more difficult for myself as the days goes on. So tomorrow is Monday and I'm starting with the easiest of them all. It is the 14-10. So I'm going to be fasting for 14 hours starting tonight and eating within a 10-hour window tomorrow. So tonight I'm going to make sure that I end my meals by 9 p.m. latest, and from 9 p.m. until 11 a.m. tomorrow I'm not going to eat at all. I can drink water, I can have tea, I can have black coffee, I can have any liquids as long as they don't contain any calories, that's fine. Okay, so that's going to be day one tomorrow, and then I'm going to progressively make it more difficult by doing a 16-8, and then I'm going to do an 18-6. I'm going to do a 24, and then I'm going to do a 24-hour fast at the end of the week. So this week, that's what I'm going to be doing. Stick around if you're interested in seeing the rest of this video. It's going to be great, and I'm going to be showing you all the meals that I eat within the hours that I can eat. Normally in the mornings when I have coffee, I usually have a coffee with creamer, and once a week I'll maybe make an oat latte for myself. But today I'm just having a black coffee. I'm just going to add water to it, and that's about it. But when it comes to fasting, the main thing you want to do is just make sure that you're not having any liquids that contain calories. Then that would basically count as fasting. It's 11:32 and I've been fasting for about 14 and a half hours now. I'm feeling pretty okay after having that coffee this morning. But I'm about to have my first meal, so it's a macaroni and cheese. Today I have a 10-hour window of when I can eat. So my meals are going to be pretty spread out compared to the upcoming days. So yeah, today is not going to be that much of a challenge, but as the week goes on, it's going to get progressively more difficult. So it's been about 2.5 hours since I had the smoothie. I'm still pretty full, but if I don't have my dinner now, then I won't have time to eat the remaining snacks that I have left today and be done with all my meals by 8 p.m. I need to stop eating by 8 p.m. today so I can eat at 12 noon tomorrow. That would give me a 16-hour fast today. And then tomorrow I have an 8-hour window to eat. Hey, good morning everyone. It's Tuesday and it's 7:15 in the morning. I'm going to be fasting till at least 12:15 today. That would give me 16 hours of fasting overnight. And today I'm going to be eating with an 8-hour window. So right now I'm just making myself a cup of coffee, and that should last me all the way until I eat later at 12:15. We just made some guacamole. Alright guys, so it just turned 2 o'clock and I'm about to have my first meal. I did order the beef pho from this Vietnamese restaurant down the street. So I'm just going to have the beef and the soup, and I'm not going to have the noodles right now. I did order some beef spring rolls as well, so that has noodles in it. So it's 6:53. It's getting a little late and I'm running out of time to finish all my meals. So what I've done is I've combined 2 meals into one. So I'm gonna have these 2 meals here as my dinner. And about 10 minutes before 8 p.m. I'm gonna have my last snack of the day, which is just gonna be some peanut butter and some crackers. So this is gonna be a pretty filling meal. Today I do feel like I've had a lot of meals back to back, but I'm still doing okay. Tomorrow is gonna get a little bit harder. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's almost 2 o'clock. I've just started heating up my food now. Today I felt a lot hungrier than I normally do, so I'm actually really looking forward to eating this meal. I'm just having some beef spring rolls and also some beef soup with some brown rice. I'm really hungry today, so I can't wait to eat this meal. So it's a little past 8 o'clock right now, and I just finished having my last meal. I just want to say that doing an 18-hour fast is not easy. The hardest part about doing it is actually consuming all the food that you need within that 6-hour window that you can eat. I had to cramp all my meals into that 6 hours, so I was basically eating every hour and a half, which was a little too frequently for me, and the meal portion sizes were quite big. So what I did was I removed as much vegetables as I could from my food. That way the fiber content of the meals were lower, and that way I wouldn't feel as full. But even so, when it came to my dinner time, which was my third meal within that 6-hour window, I just didn't feel like I wanted to eat it. So I opted for a quicker meal instead, which was basically to just make a ham and egg sandwich. And then I just had some peanut butter crackers as my last snack for the day. But that's about it. It's almost 4 p.m. I'm getting ready to have my first meal, which is going to be this beef, Kung Pao beef and vegetables here. So I am going to be adding brown rice to this just to add some extra calories and some carbs. This morning, as I mentioned, I did some yoga earlier, so I kind of need the carbs today. I feel like I need it. And also later I'm going to be having a bagel with 5 or 6 eggs. And the final meal for the day is going to be a super high calorie, high protein, high fat, moderate carb smoothie, and that's going to help me knock out all the calories I need today. And then I'm just going to end the day with my favorite peanut butter and white wheat crackers. So you guys have seen me eat that the past few days, and it's just so tasty. I love it, and I love ending my day eating those. So I'm going to do the same thing again tonight. I woke up a bit later because it's Saturday, which kind of helped me a bit in terms of having a less amount of hours in the morning, less amount of hours where I was awake in the morning before I got to have my first meal. So that was helpful. I also went out in the morning to this place called Dr. Stretch, where they do a full body stretch for you. It's an assisted stretching place. So it just kept me busy, and by the time it got closer to 4 p.m., which is when I had my first meal, I started to lose my appetite a little bit. I mean, I was hungry, and then I had that 6-inch Subway sandwich, and then I just felt full, and I also felt like I lost my appetite somehow, where when I had my second meal, honestly, I couldn't even finish it. I ate about 3/4 of it, and then I threw the rest away, and it was just the peanut butter crackers that I just had. But yeah, today my appetite hasn't really been there. I don't know what's going on. Maybe all this fasting has shrunk my stomach a little bit, or maybe my metabolism is slowing down a little bit, so I'm not feeling as hungry. I'm making a cup of coffee right now. This is going to be the last black coffee of the week. I'm kind of tired of having black coffee, to be honest, and this is going to be the last one. And then tomorrow, I can't wait to have my coffee in the morning with some of those nut pod creamers that I showed you before. Alright guys, so it's 5:20 in the afternoon right now. I have another 2 hours and 40 minutes to go before I can have my first meal. This 24-hour fast so far has been really challenging. I think I made it a little bit harder for myself by going to the beach this morning to do yoga. And then by doing my physio exercises after as well. It did make me feel super hungry today, and I've just been craving food honestly all day. It's been really hard to get through this day. Comparing this 24-hour fast to yesterday's, which was a 20-hour, the only difference really is just having to push through for another 4 hours. I was actually thinking that my body would somehow start to suppress my appetite a bit after a prolonged period of not eating, but that's not the case. I still feel hungry, and I honestly just can't wait to eat. Other thing that I've noticed is throughout the day, it's really just sort of ups and downs. So, you know, there's periods where I start to feel really hungry and I almost feel like I can't make it to the 24-hour mark. But then at other times, mostly when I'm laying down, to be honest, or when I'm laying down or distracting myself doing some task, then I start to forget about eating. But even while I'm doing that, I do feel like I'm in a hyper alert kind of state. I don't know if that's the coffee or is it just the fasting, but I did kind of notice this almost every day actually. As the fast got longer, in those later hours I started to feel a little bit more like hyper alert. It's almost like a lightheaded, giddy feeling, but not at the same time. But I am also feeling lightheaded. When I laid down earlier and then I got up out of the bed, I did feel a little bit woozy, a little bit lightheaded. I thought I might fall over. So that's pretty much it. My recommendation is, if you want to do fasting, then choose a specific window that suits you. So go from either 14 to a 20-hour fast, or if you prefer to do a 24-hour fast once a week, that's great. But if you prefer to do it daily, then just choose a range that works for you. So either like 14 hours a day fasting all the way up to a 20-hour a day fast. Just follow that range, and then on the days that you can fast longer, go for it. Or whenever you hit the 14-hour mark, then feel free to eat if you're hungry. But if you can handle a couple more hours or even 3 or 4 more hours, then on some days try to do it a bit longer. In order to capture the essence of what intermittent fasting is all about, I think just choosing a range and sticking within that range, that way you can be flexible and it can always work with whatever schedule you might have, even if you're going into the office to work, or you're going to school, or you're playing sports, or you're working out. You can find a way to make it work for you. Hi guys, so before we end this video, I just want to ask, if you did enjoy this video and you do want to see more challenges from me, then please like and subscribe, and also leave some details in the comments as to what kind of videos and challenges you want to see me doing in the future.